Welcome to Screencast 4 on Google Sites. This screencast we're going to talk about how to insert images into your Google Site pages. So I'm going to navigate to the page where I want the image to be placed. I'm going to go into editing mode by clicking the pencil. I'm going to place the cursor, my cursor, where I want the image to be inserted on the page. Go up to Insert, Image. And there are two different ways to put an image on a Google Site web page. The first is by uploading an image that is either yours, you've taken the picture, or that you have the rights to that image to use. We're going to click Choose File. We're going to browse on our computer, select that image file, and say Open. And your image will upload here. For time's sake, I'm going to use an image that I have already uploaded. I'll click on that image and say OK. And as you can see, it inserts the image into my page. Now this image is a very large image, so I'm going to want to change the size. And you can see here in the middle of this editing bar, I have some buttons that I can use to change the size of the image. S for small, M for medium, L for large. And again, I can go back to the original size, but that's a little bit big. So I'm going to do small. We have some other options for alignment of the picture. I can align the picture left, center, or right. I'm going to go back to left alignment. And over here I can choose whether I want my text wrapping on or off. If I have text wrapping on, you can see it places my text to the right of the image. If I have text wrapping off, the text is placed below that image. I'm going to click back on the picture, and when I do, you see that I get those options again for editing the picture. I'm going to leave the text wrapping on. I'll click somewhere back in my page editing area. I'm going to hit return a couple of times or enter a couple of times to get my cursor down. And we'll go back up to Insert, Image, and we'll talk about how to add an image using a web address or URL. And in order to do that, we have to navigate on the internet where the picture file is, and usually a .png or a JPEG are the best image files to use. So here I've done a Google search for a moon. I'm going to use this image here, so I'm going to left click on it one time, and here's the image. Again, I'm going to right click on it now and select Copy Image URL. Now I'm going to go back to my Google site. And in this text box here, I'm going to Control V to paste that. You can see there's the picture of the moon. I'm going to say OK. And again, that's a very large image, so I'm going to select medium as the size. And I'm going to actually place this one in the center. To save the changes, I'm going to go up to the top and click the Save button. And now you can see that my web page has some images here. Now this is a good time to talk about copyright and making sure that we are following copyright laws and that we're not using images that are protected by copyright. So I'm going to go back to the tab where I was doing my Google search, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to again do a search for hippos and hit enter so that we're searching Google Images for all those hippo images, and you can see that I've got a ton of them out there. Now these are, I don't know which ones are copyright protected, which ones are copyright free, so I can't just select any one of these. To make sure that I'm using copyright free images or royalty free images, I'm going to go over to the options and select Advanced Search, and down toward the bottom of the page next to Usage Rights, I'm going to select Free to Use or Share, click Advanced Search, and now you can see that those images that were there before, the results have changed. So some of those images that were on my first search were probably not okay for me to use. They were copyright protected. So now I could select one of these. So I'm going to click on this picture. And again, if I wanted to use this picture, I would right click, select Copy Image URL. I'll go back to my Google site. I'll go into editing mode by clicking the pencil. I'll place my cursor where I want my image to be inserted. Go up to Insert, Image, and I'm using a web address URL. I Control V to paste, and you can see there's my picture. Say OK. I'll change it to small so it's a little bit easier to see. I'm going to save the changes. And now here's the opportunity to go back and right away add this to my bibliography. So I'm going to click on my bibliography page, go into editing mode. I'm going to type hippo image, and I'll do home page in parentheses just so we know where it is. I'm going to select hippo image, go to this link, which is inserting a hyperlink. This instance is a web address. I'm going to do a Control V to paste that same URL for that image. I'm going to select open this link in a new window, say OK. And now when looking at the bibliography, I know that this is where that image came from. I can click Save now to save the changes that I've made to my bibliography page. And that concludes the screencast.